Hello everybody, my name is Tomas Garcia, and today I will be informing you all on how the heat affects our physical and mental state. So, there are 50 states in America, and within the states there are over 19,000 cities. And we just so happen to live in one of the hottest cities and states. Aren't we all just lucky? Now, the reason I mention the hottest places in America is because I want to inform you all on how it affects us. I am going to explain how heat affects our physical, mental state, as well as our motivation. So, I have conducted research on many scientific articles and have years of experience living through this Texas heat. Leaving here today, I want the audience members to have a better understanding of how heat has a negative impact on us. So, my first point is how heat affects our physical state. To start it off, hot temperatures can lead to dehydration, heat stroke, as well as exhaustion. Being in the sun a long time will cause a person's heart rate to increase due to the body working harder and trying to cool itself down. When bare skin is exposed to sun for extended periods of time, it causes the skin to burn, known as sunburn. And we all know sunburns lead to skin cancer later in life. So, heat can cause damage to your health, but having a heat stroke is the worst one of them all. That can cause permanent damage to you, and it can kill you as well. On average, about 600 people die from heat stroke each year, says the United States Environmental Protection Agency in October of 2021. Many people cannot avoid the weather by staying inside. It's not that simple. People have to pay the bills, some people work construction, things like that. And while their bodies are going through physical stress, the heat also takes a toll on their mind. There is no denying that the heat has an effect on your mental health. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has research indicating that increases in temperature correlate in suicides, hospital visits from psychiatric and emergency, and more. Hot weather makes sleeping difficult. And when you get lack of sleep, that can cause you to be irritable, agitated, or even have anxiety. Hot temperatures have an impact on hormones and other chemical levels in the brain. This relates in changes to your mood as the heat progresses. Alright. So even though the heat is an external force, it does not discriminate from your mental health, and as well as that, it does not discriminate from motivation too. So lastly, I want to talk about motivation. Motivation is what drives us to make every decision. Motivation ties into both our mental and our physical state. The heat dampens people's motivation as well as the mind. Humidity has a direct relationship to the decrease in levels of concentration and increase in levels of laziness, or you can say tiredness, in humans. So how are you supposed to get things done when it's hot outside and you're more tired and you can't focus on what you're doing? Doing any outside work immediately becomes harder, as to say if you were doing it in chilly weather. So for someone like me living in Texas during the summer, I have chores, I got yard work, I have all this stuff I have to do, and my motivation just gets sucked away. Alright. So given that we all live in one of the hottest cities in the country, I wanted to share with you all how the weather may affect us. We all know being in the sun for an period of time has its effects. The first is dehydration, and once you're dehydrated, that leads to many more, like heat stroke, fainting, heat rash, heat exhaustion, all of those things. And we all know hot weather correlates to suicides, hospital visits, drug overdoses, and more. Research from the American Psychiatric Program in summer of 2021 shows that hot weather affects our hormone and chemical balance in the brain. So when weather is hot, it causes an imbalance. The heat has a significant impact on motivation, given that there's a good chance it will lower your motivation. In conclusion, the heat has a definite impact on your physical and mental health. As we all live in Texas, it gives you an understanding of this. If you feel less motivated to get errands done or do those chores around the house, just know you're not alone. You might be a little bit lazy, but you can blame it on the heat. Thank you for this presentation. And that was my outro. And these are my guests.